Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Blue Ridge High School, home of the Lady Jackets. This is a Little League softball game as we get set for some interleague competition between the Round Valley Elks and the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets junior team, presented by Sholo Ford here on iTalk1067.com and City 4 TV. And we welcome aboard Bill London, and Ron Everingham's going to be our sideline reporter today as we get set for action today. The Round Valley Lady Elks are 3-1 so far on this season. They've got a couple of wins over the St. John's Redskins, and they split in a doubleheader against the Payson Longhorns. This is the first time these two teams have met up. The Yellow Jackets have struggled so far in the season, trying to pick up another win. I think they are what are they? 1-3 or 1-4, something like that.
I think you're right. Yep, 1-4.
You're going to pick any number I say, aren't you?
I like your numbers.
Anyway, it's going to be a good game today. We look forward to this. Couple of good pitchers in the circle today. We'll talk about that coming up. Also, our Ace Hardware key players of the game when we return. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League Softball on iTalk1067.com and City 4 TV.
Test 1, 2, check.
White Mountain Youth Productions bring you local high school sports, and they need your help. Your tax-deductible sponsorship keeps the high school students producing our local sports. To become a sponsor, call City 4 TV at 928-532-4160.
Remodeling your home? Want to
Cool party. What do you guys want to drink? Can I have a head-on collision with a concussion twist?
Make mine a fatal accident with no survivors.
And you?
A designated driver, please. You know, just a bottle of water.
Awesome.
You're a lifesaver.
Remodeling your home? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need new shingles? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Building a new deck? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need siding? Want to save money? Yep, Case Supply saves you money on siding too. Case Supply has the best prices and the best selection on roofing, siding, decking, windows, and doors. Even better than the big box stores. So the next time you want to save money, see Case Supply in Taylor, Pine Top, and now across from the Dairy Queen in Sholo.
That's low and below.
Look, he's blushing.
Seriously.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year? The answer? 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
Welcome back. As we get set for action, we bring you now the Ace Hardware key players of the game, brought to you by the Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, now with a 24/7 locksmith available. Anytime you're locked out of your car or just need a key made for your home, you can contact their mobile unit. They'll come to you day or night, 7 days a week. Call them at the Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Lakeside, and Heber Overguard. And you know, Bill, as we talk about the Yellow Jackets lineup, there's several key players on their lineup, but one of them, it's always got to start with the pitcher, and that's Autumn Cody.
Absolutely. You know what? Autumn does a great job. She's got a variety of pitches. Really just want to be careful because I think when people get dialed in, you know, they have a tendency to hit. So defensively around her, you really need the girls to make play. Be prepared, no errors or minimize your errors, and know where you're going with it. We saw a few plays where maybe we took an out that we could have caught the lead runner. Instead, we chose to get the out on first. Just in our mindset, we're used to making that play. So I think it's about thinking out there defensively and really supporting, because regardless of who their pitching is, you really need to have good defense around them.
For the Round Valley Elks, one of those key players is going to be a freshman who will be a sophomore next year for the Round Valley Elks in high school. That's Kylie Peters. She's the one inside the circle today. And with more on that, let's go to Ron Everingham, who's with head coach Christine Howard. Ron?
Head coach Christine Howard. It's a beautiful day out here to play some softball. Coach, what are you looking for in your girls today to be able to compete with the Blue Ridge team?
They need to hit hard, and they need to play defense.
Okay, the games that you've played so far in the season, what have been some of the strengths? What can some of our viewers, look for in your team?
Our strength is pretty much in our defense. We've got girls that know how to locate the ball when they're up to bat. Defense, they know how to know where they're going to throw the ball. So they're pretty well-rounded.
Okay, why don't you tell us a little bit about your starting pitcher? What are some of her strengths and what she'll be doing today?
Kylie Peters, she's got a lot of speed, and she listens. She can locate well. She can find the umpire strike zone pretty quick, and she stays calm.
Okay, awesome. We'll catch up with you later in the game. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, Ron. And that's deadly at this level. You talk about, Bill, a pitcher that can pick locations and find locations, and even more so figure out where the umpire's calling it on any given day. That's an impressive pitcher up there.
Well, I think especially recognizing that umpires have different strike zones. We saw that the other day. Again, what we thought was maybe low pitching, called strikes consistently throughout the first game. It changed, I think, in the second game, where maybe they were a little bit bigger strike zone, or a little smaller strike zone. But you're absolutely right. It is about, adjusting your pitching. I think one of the other things is, you want strikes, but you don't want to make them right across the plate. These girls are pretty good hitters. They have good eyes, and they can definitely, when they do get a piece of it, they can drive the ball, and that's good for all of these teams. So I think it is going to be important to move the ball around, as you say, keep the hitters guessing, and don't let them get too settled in there when they're coming to the plate.
That's your Ace Hardware keys to the game, brought to you by the Ace Hardware, who now has a 24/7 locksmith available. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Need a key made for your home or your car? You can find it at the Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Lakeside, and Sholo and Heber Overguard. We'll step away, back with our opening pitch when we return, and your starting lineups next here on iTalk1067.com and City 4 TV.
I talk a lot about Ford trucks. And why wouldn't I? I mean, best-selling truck for 36 years running. Because Ford's always thinking ahead to next year and not resting on last year. But now I'm going to talk about something different. Where you want to buy your new Ford truck. You just gotta drive by Sholo Ford to see how many trucks they have. Or go online to sholoford.com. And Guy Hatch is going to get you a great deal. Because he promises you he is not going to be undersold by anyone, anywhere. And if you know Guy, if he says it, he means it. And not only that, but all his F-150s come with lifetime engine warranties. Why would you think about buying anywhere else? Sholo Ford. We want to exceed your expectations. We're Sholo Ford, your friendly family Ford dealer on the east end of the Deuce.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
Welcome back to Blue Ridge High School. Is the We continue Little League Junior Softball here, presented by Sholo Ford on italk1067.com, streaming live today and available on our website.
Nice little shot of
archived videos. Go ahead.
Nice little shot of Kylie Peters up on the mound for Round Valley Elks. Again, you mentioned earlier, a little bit of high school experience, and again, that's going to be a challenge for these Blue Ridge hitters.
Today's game is also available on City 4 TV. It'll be up and ready next week. Games on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 o'clock. Then again on Saturdays at 1:30. Catch all of our local sports at City 4 TV and italk1067.com. Starting lineups for the Round Valley Elks as we set the infield for you. Zoe Howard's playing at short. Cody Taylor is in center field. Marina Daniels is at second. McKinley Haas is behind the dish. Kylie Peters, as we mentioned, in the circle. Savannah Lorenzo is in left. Andrea Carrasco is at first base. Kami Bell is at third. And Cabri Bevel is in right field. First pitch.
Strike.
Is a strike to the leadoff hitter for the Yellow Jackets, Shelly Newman. Newman will hit a drive to left. It's going to fall for a base hit and more as it gets to the fence. Newman rounds first base, heads to second. Now she heads to third as the left fielder missed the cutoff, and Shelly Newman moves up to third base on the play.
Yeah, and really maybe just a bad decision that time by the left fielder. That's Savannah Lozano out there. Again, not only the ball got past her, but she made the mistake of throwing to second. And again, the speed of Shelly Newman, she gets around the bases.
Brings up Marley London. London typically will start out as a slap hitter. We see her in the right side, and the ball gets past the catcher. Shelly Newman in easy for the first score of the game on a pass ball. So the Lady Jackets with a one-run cushion as their leadoff hitter comes across for the score.
Oh, a great start for the Lady Jackets. As you mentioned, Shelly Newman gets that triple and then comes in on the pass ball. Marley London at the plate with a 1-0 count.
London ready to go, and the pop-up fly in the infield. Second baseman going to handle it easily, and Marley London retired, F4 on the card, and that'll bring up Amber Grothy.
A little underneath at that time, high fly, or a little short pop-up to second base. That time, a nice catch by Amanda Daniels, as you mentioned.
Amber Grothy in, and she takes a cut at a letter-high fastball for strike one.
And, you know, that's pretty high letters. I think it was a little bit higher, almost
chin high.
Yep, top of her shoulders for sure.
This pitch misses low and in. Already we see Kylie Peters establishing her strike zone. This one is upstairs. See if she wanted to take a crack at one a little bit higher.
I tell you what, you definitely see Kylie wasting no time. She gets right back to the mound, gets back to work, no time between pitches. You know, Amber, again, playing catcher for the Yellow Jackets. We've seen her historically very disciplined at the plate.
2-1 pitch is lined back to Kylie Peters in the circle, and she'll glove it for out number 2.
So normally she doesn't take swings at those high pitches, and that time a good swing just came underneath a little bit, unable to really get a solid piece of it.
That'll bring up cleanup hitter Autumn Cody to the plate. On deck is Raquel Jackson, and Cody lifts one up towards left, but it's going to be fielded by the shortstop for out number 3. So a couple of pop-ups to end the inning after Shelly Newman scores the first run for the Lady Jackets. We'll step away. Bottom of the first is coming up next. This is Shola Ford's presentation of Little League Softball on italk1067.com.
Remodeling your home? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need new shingles? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Building a new deck? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need siding? Want to save money? Yep, Case Supply saves you money on siding too. Case Supply has the best prices and the best selection on roofing, siding, decking, windows, and doors. Even better than the big box stores. So the next time you want to save money, see Case Supply in Taylor, Pine Top, and now across from the Dairy Queen in Sholo.
Test 1, 2, check.
White Mountain Youth Productions bring you local high school sports, and they need your help. Your tax-deductible sponsorship keeps the high school students producing our local sports. become a sponsor, call City 4 TV at 928-532-4160.
Welcome back to Blue Ridge High School, hosts today of the Round Valley Elks, if I can get that out. Elks and the Yellow Jackets, Juniors Little League Softball here on City 4 TV and iTalk1067.com, presented by Sholo Ford, Drive 1. Lady Jackets out in the field right now. Behind the dish, it's Amber Grothy. In the circle, Autumn Cody. At third, it's May Reese. At short, Shelly Newman. At second, Raquel Jackson. At first, Olivia Smith. And in the outfield today, looks like they may have made a change. No, that's Savannah Stia out in left. And Marley London in center with Ashley Watson out in right. First hitter for the Round Valley Elks, Zoe Howard, steps in. Zoe, the coach's daughter, Coach Christine Howard, who we talked to at the top of the broadcast, and she's been with these girls for the last 4 years, coaching them from minor league all the way up to this point. And this one will be slap foul down the first base line.
Yeah, a little bit behind, does a nice job. The ball to the outside, takes a swing and drives it to the outside. That time a little bit too late as she drove it foul. Count now 1-1.
Cody Taylor's on deck. First, or the 1-1 pitch is across for a strike to Howard. You know, Zoe Howard was one of those freshman players that got a chance to play on the JV team. And an interesting side note, as the 1-2 pitch misses inside, is
no, it's a called strike. No, it isn't.
Oh, is it a called strike?
Yep.
Called strike 3. Caught looking. Backwards K there as Zoe Howard retired for out number 1. And the first strikeout today for Cody.
Good little bit of pitching by Autumn Cody that time on the mound. Does a nice job changing her pitches up that time. It really looked like a changeup. Came across and caught her off guard. She sat back on it, and it was a called strike.
Cody Taylor up now for the Elk. She's another one of those freshmen. First pitch to her is a called strike. We mentioned that there's 4 freshmen on this team that'll be sophomores next year, all of them who played high school JV softball, and several of them got called up to play varsity softball at times. Here's a fly ball to second. Backing up is Jackson, and Jackson will make the grab for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the first.
Nice job by Raquel Jackson, again second baseman, and again for the batter Cody Taylor just couldn't really get a good piece of it that time. Just hit the shallow fly, and a good play by Raquel Jackson. Steps back, makes the play.
Marina Daniels to the plate now for the Lady Elk. First pitch to her is downstairs, and that's that pitch we were watching that was being called for a strike last week.
Yeah, this time maybe just a little bit outside, moving the ball around though, which to me Autumn's got to do to be successful. She needs to move the ball around.
This one down the middle, and it's actually in on the hands. Newman trouble with it behind the circle. Took a little bit of a backwards hop, little spin on the ball, and she is unable to glove it. E6 on the card, and we've got a runner aboard. Marina Daniels, the potential tying run at first base. And McKinley Hawes to the plate for the Lady Elk.
Yeah, you talked about it. You know, Shelly Newman, good range, very athletic player. That time, as you mentioned, the ball makes a bad spin on it as it bounces up and just bounces off her glove. And unfortunately, she makes it look easy, like it's one of those she should have had.
First pitch to Hawes is swung on and missed.
Big swing by Hawes. Again, one of those names, the Round Valley kids, that the family's been there. A lot of great athletes coming through the Round Valley program with that name.
Hawes back in. 0-1 pitch to Hawes is just outside.
Little change up in speed as well. It looked like, again, just trying to change what the batter's looking at, try to keep them guessing.
I think you talked about how important that was as well last time, as These girls not only need to find locations, but also change speed. Here's a high fly ball, deep left field, and it is foul, out of play. But she turned on that one, Haas did, and got all of it.
And no surprise there, as you mentioned, she did turn on it and drove it deep. Nice swing on it, nice compact swing, lots of power. Just a little bit too quick that time, ball went foul.
Haas was an 8th grader, played junior high softball this past year. And the 1-2 pitch is downstairs, so the count 2-2 now to McKinley Haas. Another side note, Christine Howard, the 8th grade coach for the Lady Elk. So not only has she had him in Little League, but she also coached him in 8th grade last year there in Round Valley. 2-2 pitch is fouled off.
Nice job by Adam Coder, really keeping the ball inside, kind of jamming her on the inside of the bat. She turns on it, but again, as you mentioned, foul ball. It's going to go in towards the inside the third base line.
Cody set, gets a sign from Grothy. The 2-2 pitch. And it's a line drive to left. Stia comes up with it on a hop and will hold the runners at first and second, but a base hit for McKinley Haas and a nice piece of hitting for the cleanup hitter.
Well, nice job by McKinley Haas. Again, as you mentioned, I think it's more the fact that just defensively at the plate, doing a nice job staying alive, and then that time the ball got a little bit over the center of the plate, and she just drove it into the left field for a nice single.
Freshman Kylie Peters at the plate. Pitcher for the Lady Elks today. Will try to help her cause with 2 on, 2 outs. And a grounder back up the middle. It'll be picked up by Shelly Newman in a soft toss to second, and they just did get her. I thought it was going to be a little late, but gets her before she gets to the bag, and so it is McKinley Haas who is retired, trying to get to second on the fielder's choice.
Well, you can see Haas getting up, hobbling a little bit as she slid in hard to the base. Maybe a late slide that time, but nice play by Newman. Does an outstanding job not panicking because the runner cut in front of her. Does a nice job making the play and getting it over to second base.
That's 3 down. We'll step away. Back with the second inning next. It's 1-0. Lady Jackets lead it here as we go to inning number 2. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League Softball on iTalk1067.com and City 4 TV.
You know, I talk a lot about Ford trucks, and why wouldn't I? I mean, best-selling truck for 36 years running, because Ford's always thinking ahead to next year and not resting on last year. But now I'm going to talk about something different. Where you want to buy your new Ford truck. You just gotta drive by Sholo Ford to see how many trucks they have. Or go online to sholoford.com. And you know Guy Hatch is going to get you a great deal, because he promises you he is not going to be undersold by anyone, anywhere. And if you know Guy, you know if he says it, he means it. And not only that, but all his F-150s come with lifetime engine warranties. Why would you think about buying anywhere else? Sholo Ford. We want to exceed your expectations. We're Sholo Ford, your friendly family Ford dealer on the east end of the Deuce.
Welcome back. It's 1-0. Jackets here. Juniors Little League Softball. Live from Blue Ridge High School. Hosting the Round Valley Elk today are the Jackets. And so far the Jackets actually are in the visiting team position. This is a double header today, so they will have another game immediately following this one. They're actually going to move, though, to the Mountain Meadow Sports Complex, where they'll play the second game of this doubleheader, and I would imagine that the Jackets will be the home team of that game, as they typically switch off. But for all intents and purposes, it's the Yellow Jackets that'll be the visiting team here today, at least in terms of home field advantage. They have first at-bats, and so they'll lead off here in the top of the second. With a 1-run lead, Raquel Jackson to the plate for Blue Ridge. Jackson digs in and shows bunt, and the ball gets away from the catcher as it went in the dirt. She pulls back in time, ball 1.
Well, you talked about, I tell you, that first inning, what you have to like and be impressed with Round Valley Elks at the plate. We saw some good shots taken, you know.
bunt.
No easy task.
Picked up by the catcher, throw to first, but she doesn't quite get her body set that time. She didn't square. Jackson going to try to take two, throws high, and she's in at the bag at second. So Jackson gets an extra bag on the overthrow, and I think it'll be recorded a base hit.
I would show it as a base hit. I think she laid that bunt down just about as good as you could expect. And then, again, almost a late decision to run to second. It looked like she almost was coming back to first before she decided to take off, but still manages to get under the throw.
So runner at second, and Ashley Watson puts down a perfect bunt down the third base line, and she'll beat the throw out. That'll put Jackson at third. She's going to turn around as there's an overthrow, or rather turn the bag at third and come in to score as there's an overflow at first. Watson will move up to second, so a run across. Jackson able to score on the bunt that time by Ashley Watson.
Well, nice job again by Ashley Watson. It looked like almost the exact same play as Raquel Jackson. Put it down right in front of the home plate down the third base line. That first pitch, a swing and a miss by Savannah Stea. And again, that ball a little bit high. Again, maybe a little bit anxious on that full cut. But they do an outstanding job. And then, again, with the errant throw both times, the runner, Raquel Jackson, does a great job taking an extra base on into
ground ball.
score.
Second baseman catches it on the short hop, puts it over to first base to retire Stea. So Stea retired 4-3 on the card for out number one. Runner on the play moves up to third. That's Ashley Watson now at third base, and Olivia Smith to the plate.
A force to be reckoned with behind the plate. Olivia Smith batting a lot like her mom. Just very athletic, does a great job at the plate. Kind of surprised to see her in the late 8 slot. Normally see her lower in the lineup, but maybe a new approach offensively to create more at the bottom end of your lineup.
She can only get one
Her name is Smith, but again, I'm going to give kudos to her mom.
She fouls the first one off. So no balls and a strike to Smith. Second pitch to her is fouled back to the screen, so she's behind in the count 0-2, and this is where Smith has struggled a little bit during the season, is when she gets behind in the count and has to protect the plate.
Well, again, a nice swing on that last one, just a little bit underneath it. Great job holding off that time. Again, you can see she's very defensive. She wants to make the swing, is going to swing anything, and it is close. Does a great job at the last second holding off.
So ball 2 strikes to Smith. And she'll hit this one back up the middle, and that'll score a run. RBI single for Olivia Smith, and a nice piece of hitting that time. Kept her head down and drove it right back up the box.
Right beside the pitcher again. I think there's a word for that. They call it clutch. Again, with 2 strikes against her, manages to get a nice piece of it. And really a defensive swing, just a short, compact, just really trying to make contact with it.
Smith at first base, 1 out. 2 across in this inning. A 3-run lead for the Lady Jackets as Maylina hits it to short. And Maylina Reese hits into the fielder's choice, and that will retire Olivia Smith at second base.
6-4.
6-4 fielder's choice. Smith retired for out number 2. May Reese at first base. With 2 gone here in the top of the second.
Now we're back to the top of the lineup. Shelly Newman.
Reese takes off, and she'll take the bag at second. The throw is off the line, and so Reese gets an easy base there. Shelly Newman, who got that triple to lead things off and came around to score on a pass ball at the plate. First pitch to her is low and away.
I think that's the second pitch.
Oh, you're right.
I think it's 1-1's the count to Shelly Newman.
1-1 pitch upstairs.
You could see the catcher, Hawes, really trying to bracket that pitch, trying to set it up and see if she can get the call, but the umpire having none of it.
We've been treated to some good play the last 2 times we've been out here to cover Little League softball. This one a swing and a miss. Newman back in. 2-2 pitch. A called strike 3 on the outside edge. Newman doesn't like it. but she'll go down looking. Backwards K, and Newman retired for the third out. They'll strand one in the inning, and they get two across. Lady Jackets lead it 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. This is Shola Ford's presentation of Little League Softball on iTalk1067.com and City 4 TV.
Cool party. What do you guys want to drink? Can I have a head-on collision with a concussion twist?
Make mine a fatal accident with no survivors.
And you?
A designated driver, please. You know, just a bottle of water.
Awesome.
You're a lifesaver.
Remodeling your home? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need new shingles? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Building a new deck? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need siding? Want to save money? Yep, K-Supply saves you money on siding too. K-Supply has the best prices and the best selection on roofing, siding, decking, windows, and doors. Even better than the big box stores. So the next time you want to save money, see K-Supply in Taylor, Pine Top, and now across from the Dairy Queen in Sholo.
Test 1, 2, check, check.
White Mountain Youth Productions bring you local high school sports, and they need your help. Your tax-deductible sponsorship keeps the high school students producing our local sports. To become a sponsor, call City 4 TV at 928-532-4160.
Welcome back. The Lady Jackets with a 3-run lead, 3-0 over the Lady Elks as we go to the bottom of 2. Round Valley started off and looked like a promising inning started. They first 2 hitters went down, but then Marina Daniels got aboard on an error, and then a base hit by McKinley Haas. They had 2 on with 2 outs, but then Jackets got out of the inning, getting Kylie Peters to ground into a fielder's choice in the inning in the first. So that brings up Savannah Lozano for Round Valley. First pitch to her.
She's batting in the 6th slot for the Lady Elks.
This pitch misses inside. I think first pitch missed as well. So 2 balls, no strikes. Cody rarely starts behind in the count. This time comes across the plate, and Lozano hits it square to Ashley Watson in right field. And Ashley doesn't even have to take a step as she catches that one.
Well, I think you're right theoretically. She did actually take a step, and she makes a nice play. Ashley Watson, right fielder for the Yellow Jackets. Now, I'm not meaning to correct you, Camden, but I think she just did make a step.
Andrea Carrasco up now for the Elks, and another high fly ball to right. Watson comes in and makes a great grab, and she took a lot of steps on that one. How about that?
And you know what? Great grab is right that time. It almost looked like it got away from her. She catches it off on her left side, going left, and manages to hang on to it. 2 down, 2 quick outs now for the Lady Elks.
Kami Bell now to the plate for the Elk. And first pitch to her is fouled right side, just behind on the pitch a bit. You can tell that these Lady Elks have spent some time hitting. They look very comfortable in the box.
You know, one of the issues, and I think almost Yellow Jackets also, is that you see him really, now that count 0-2, nice job by Autumn Cody that time right on the outside corner for the called strike. But these girls really jumping on early pitches, and when they make contact, you know, rather than look at a few or get settled in, and Yellow Jackets as well were doing the same. Big swing and a miss for out 3, and call us for strikeout number 3 for the inning, and it's going to retire the Lady Elks.
1-2-3 in the second. Lady Jackets hang on to a 3-run lead, 3-0 as we go to the third. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League Softball on iTalk1067.com and City 4 TV.
My friend Alex was diagnosed with cancer, so I put on a concert with tons of other kids so they could help raise money and lift his spirits.
It's a very good feeling to volunteer.
Kids can really make a difference.
Helping other people in my community.
To do something bigger than myself.
Rewarding.
Every story touches home. Even if it's not your own cause, it becomes yours when you help people.
I organized a food drive so they could have a warm meal every day.
The people next door to us might have big struggles.
Change someone's life and make someone's day.
When I help out, I get this warm feeling in my heart.
If you have a giving heart, you need to give as much as possible.
Step out and help someone else and just help make the world a better place.
Seeing garbage in road ditches and in city parks motivated me to clean up trash.
If it's the right thing to do, then go ahead and do it.
You should always volunteer, whether it's big or small.
Start at a young age and keep promoting the spirit of volunteerism as you go throughout your life.
Young students make a big difference when they volunteer. Encourage them to learn more about the Prudential Spirit of Community Awards. Visit spirit.prudential.com.
Welcome back. It's the Lady Yellow Jackets and the Elks of Round Valley. Juniors Little League Softball here at Blue Ridge High School. Camden Smith, Mike Side with Bill London. And Ron Everingham is our roaming reporter. Royce Kincannon joins us today as one of the cameramen. And we've got him perched on top of the dugout.
A big fella's holding down that.
I'm going to tell you, he's pretty agile to get up there.
I tell you, he's a brave soul. I don't know that I would get up there.
There's a great shot of Royce right there, holding down the fort. You got to pan back so you can see how high up he is. He's got had quite a climb to get up there. Marley London will lead off. There you can see him on top of the dugout. And she'll line up in the left-hand side, looking at a chance to slap butt for the Lady Jackets here. Top of the third, Jackets lead at 3 runs to none.
As you mentioned, just trying to get a slap bunt going down. A lot of success that last inning, actually scoring a run with the same hitting style, and unable to get a piece of it that time for a called strike.
Ball and a strike to London. And this time tries to get it down the third base line again, and it is foul. The thing you like about London is just how quick she is out of the box. If she can keep that in play, she's going to be on.
Well, Coach Cody really working with all these girls, trying to see if they can line up on the left side. Obviously a shorter distance, and especially bunting. You know, they've got an opportunity to already get a couple steps out before they can even make a play.
Ball 2 strikes, and this one upstairs, so the count goes 2 to London. We got to ask Coach Cody why he's having them. I don't know why they don't do more of a slap hit at that. Why they are just trying to place a bunt.
I think part of it is just the technicalities of a sliding bunt or a running.
More difficult to slap at it.
I think it is difficult, and so he's given them an opportunity to maybe.
Well, the payoff pitch misses inside. London's aboard on a walk.
I think that's the first walk for Kylie Peters on the mound for the Elks that time, and just able to find the plate.
Amber Grothy to the plate. Her last at-bat, she popped up, hit a little liner right back at Peters. Now she'll hit a ground ball towards Peters. London's going to have to hustle to get there, and she's out at second. So Grothy hits into the 6-4 fielder's choice. And Marley London retired at second base. The Elk get the lead runner.
Well, it's interesting, and Marley London must have gotten a slow start coming off the base because the pitcher, actually, Kylie Peters, got a piece of it, slowed it down, but still does an outstanding job, the shortstop, in getting the ball over. And that shortstop, Zoe Howard, makes a nice play. And again, it's just about staying calm, keeping your nerves, and making the play. She does a great job. Autumn Cody at the plate. Autumn flied out her last at bat.
Pitch missing downstairs. The first pitch miss?
I didn't see it. My bad.
Cody checking the sign from head coach Norm Cody down there at third base. Cody back in. Third pitch to Cody is a pop-up down the first baseline in foul territory. First baseman gloves it for out number 2. So 2 gone, runner at first.
Nice job by the first baseman that time, making the play. And again, that first baseman's Andrea Carrasco?
Carrasco, yes.
Does an outstanding job.
Or Carrasco.
Carrasco, great baseball name. Raquel Jackson at the plate for the Jackets. She singled her last at bat, got around and scored on the. She laid down the bunt down the third base line, and then on the overthrow got to second. Ended up getting all the way home. We'll see if she can do something with the 2-out rally.
This pitch misses downstairs. And there goes the runner, Grothy, going to be safe at second. A delayed steal by Grothy, and she's there.
Nice job by Grothy. Good awareness that time as she took off. And you can see defensively the Lady Elks really more reactive now as they're coming up. I got to give a shout out to our man Ron Abraham.
He's saving lives.
He's saving lives right now because he brought me some water and I am parched. But thank you, Ron. Kudos to you. Lord knows he didn't need to do that, but I'm glad he did.
Ball and a strike to Raquel Jackson, and she'll put a bunt down, and it gets out in front. The catcher makes a nice attempt at it, and the overthrow ball at first is going to allow Grothy to come in and score. So an error there at first base, and the catcher today has got good mechanics. She's just trying to rush her throw just a little bit and maybe make something there that's not. That ball had spin on it, may have come back out into foul territory.
You know, and really she could have let it go out of bounds, but elects to make the play, which, again, it looked like she had a nice job, nice throw. You got a runner in the way.
Chopper to first, or rather to the pitcher, and over to first to retire Ashley Watson for out number 3. But back to your point, Bill.
So she elects rather than let the ball roll out of bounds, she steps up, makes the play. The other thing, it looked like, she stepped on the bat while she was throwing and still manages to keep her cool about it. But again, it's another one of those, the throw looked better, but still managed to get by the first baseman. And again, we saw that in the last inning. Lady Jacket scores a good bit of running awareness, that time by Amber Grothy, who gets all the way around from second.
And McKinley Hodge, you can tell she's got the tools necessary to be a great catcher, but she's getting a workout here today.
Well, it's also right into the sunlight. We've got the sun kind of going down, so she's looking directly at the sun. Anyway, I'm sure she's going to figure it out. Again, as these girls test them, you can bet once they get it resolved, they're going to come back and make the play.
Jacket strand one hit, a couple of errors, and one across for the Lady Jackets. They lead it 4 runs to none as we go to the bottom of the third. This is Show 4 of Little League Junior Softball on iTalk1067.com and City 4 TV.
Remodeling your home? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need new shingles? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Building a new deck? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need siding? Want to save money? Yep, Case Supply saves you money on siding too. Case Supply has the best prices and the best selection on roofing, siding, decking, windows, and doors. Even better than the big box stores. So the next time you want to save money, see Case Supply in Taylor, Pine Top, and now across from the Dairy Queen in Show Low.
Welcome back. The Lady Jackets with a 4-run to none lead. Let's go to Ron Everingham, who's with the Yellow Jacket head coach. Ron?
Look for and run so hard.
Just anticipation. These girls are, good. They got good heads on their shoulders, and we're just taking advantage of delayed steals and just aggressive running. So it seems to be working out.
Awesome. Your pitcher that's pitching now, do you expect that she'll be able to go the whole game?
Absolutely. We throw about 150 pitches a day, so she's in pretty good shape.
Okay. Good luck the rest of the way. Thanks.
0-1 the count to Cabri Bevel.
1-1. Okay, let's go, Joe.
That ball misses for a call. For now evens the count 1-1. This is the bottom of the lineup. 9-hitter for the Lady Elks in the 9th slot, I should say. and then we'll go back up to the top. So finally making it all the way around here in the third inning.
And this may be Marjorie Jones, actually, in for Cabry Bevel. And the 1-1 is called strike.
I think it's 2-2 now. I do believe.
And this is trying to get some confirmation. I'm pretty sure this is Marjorie Jones, which swing and a miss, and she's retired.
Number 27. It looks like it is Marjorie Jones.
So Jones goes down swinging for out number 1 in the inning. Lady Jackets with a 4-run lead, 4-0 here in the bottom of the third. Nobody on, 1 out. Top of the order now for the Elk.
Zoe Howard at the plate. Zoe, her last at bat, struck out, took that third strike looking, but you can see her early now showing bunt, pulls back, the ball high for ball 1.
3 strikeouts on the afternoon for Autumn Cody so far as Howard tries to get that one down and it goes underneath the bat.
Good job by Howard, though. You can see the ball lower rather than just drop the bat. She really bends, flexes her legs, gets down, which is technically, I think, the way you're supposed to do it. Nice job of hitting. You can also see Maylena Reese over on third base. She's playing really shallow naturally, and she's charging. Again, that ball, another strike as she fouls it back to the backstop. Now in the count, 1-2.
Softball, a much different game than in baseball, especially for infielders, as infielders are often playing in front of the bags.
Well in front of the bags, the third baseman, again, just trying to respond to those short bunts, short hits coming into the third base line.
Reese not backing up with the 1-2 count. And a called strike 3 as Howard retired for the second time, caught looking today. This time for out number 2 in the inning, and Cody Taylor to the plate now for the Lady Elks.
Well, Autumn Cody doing a great job for the Lady Jackets on the mound, really keeping these hitters guessing, not giving them anything they can really punch.
And gets the bunt down, Taylor. Reese no play at first. And a base hit for Cody Taylor. That time put it in the perfect spot in between the pitcher, the third baseman, and the catcher, and a base hit for Cody Taylor.
Well, when you say perfect spot, I think I couldn't agree more with you. Great job, just a soft little bunt, lays it down in front. Yellow Jackets unable to make a play on it.
Marina Daniels to the plate for the Brown Valley. Strike called. Daniels got aboard on an air last time.
Great shot on the City 4 camera that time coming out of center field. Again, you can see a great shot of the home plate. Now you're looking at first base. About time I say what they're looking at, they change it.
Swing and a miss at the second offering, and there goes the runner. Cody Taylor's going to grab second base. Stolen base that time as the ball got away from Amber Grothy.
Well, Cody now going to be behind in the count 0-2, maybe taking a little bit different approach now, has to swing at anything close, more defensive in her hitting style.
Or Daniels.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Amanda Daniels.
Daniels back in. Swing and a miss, and strike 3. There goes the runner. And she's out as well. So they get a double play on it, but they didn't need it. So Maria Daniels is out number 3 with the strikeout. And out number 4 is the throw down to second to get Cody Taylor. I thought they had Taylor with a stolen base prior to that, but she must have been called back
a foul tip.
On a foul tip. That's right. So Daniels is out number 3. The Elk will strand a runner in the bottom of the third. The Lady Jackets take a 4-run lead with them to the 4th inning. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school, or rather Little League softball on iTalk1067.com and City 4 TV.
You know, I talk a lot about Ford trucks, and why wouldn't I? I mean, best-selling truck for 36 years running, because Ford's always thinking ahead to next year and not resting on last year. But now I'm going to talk about something different. Where you want to buy your new Ford truck. You just gotta drive by Sholo Ford to see how many trucks they have. Or go online to sholoford.com. And you know Guy Hatch is going to get you a great deal, because he promises you he is not going to be undersold by anyone, anywhere. And if you know Guy, you know if he says it, he means it. And not only that, but all his F-150s come with lifetime engine warranties. Why would you think about buying anywhere else? Sholo Ford. We want to exceed your expectations. We're Sholo Ford, your friendly family Ford dealer on the east end of the Deuce.
Welcome back. The Lady Jackets with a 4-run lead over the Elks. Inning number 4, top of the 4th here. And for Blue Ridge, it's Savannah Stia that will lead off this inning. Game 1 of a doubleheader today in this juniors softball interleague play. And a great opportunity for both of these teams to pick up some valuable experience that will carry over into the high school season. And you know, we talk about Division III softball throughout the year. It has really grown in popularity, and the competition in this conference has been outstanding as we see more and more of our mountain teams making it into the state finals.
Well, I tell you what, you really have to credit these coaches at the lower levels in the Little League and the commitment they make and the parents make and the kids make. And as you mentioned, really seeing the quality of the softball, you know, very competitive down in the valley, you know, and I think you go over to Winslow, that team's one that's been in this championship for the last several years. But
I think they're going on maybe 5 or 6 years in the state championship, and they've taken the title several years.
But definitely some
ball and a strike to Stia.
I think you got to like the athleticism, you know, nowadays. I think very active ladies doing a great job.
Savannah Stia back in, and the 1-1 is popped up down the third base line. It'll be gloved easily by the third baseman.
Nice little play that time by the third baseman, as you mentioned. It's Cammy Bell. Cammy Bell?
Cammy, yeah.
Cammy Bell makes the play on that one. Does a nice job again. You know, although the sun's kind of behind the right fielder, not an easy play. Swinging
Olivia Smith puts one up in the air, and an easy play for the second baseman. So a couple of pop-ups here for 2 outs in the the 4th inning. Lady Jackets struggling a little bit here.
May Reese now hitting in the 9 slot, third up for this inning. You know, she got on base with the fielder's choice in the 2nd inning, got all the way to second base.
Reese will hit one, a grounder to short. Shortstop up with it, over to first, and it's 1-2-3 for the Lady Jackets in the 4th inning. We'll step away. It's a 4-run lead for Blue Ridge. They lead it 4-0. Bottom of the 4th is next. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League softball on iTalk1067.com and City 4 TV.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Welcome back, Lady Jackets with a 4-run lead. We go to bottom of the 4th inning here as the Elks are up to bat coming up here in the 4th, and they will see their cleanup hitter leading off this inning, McKinley Haas, who got a base hit back in the 1st, was later grounded into a fielder's choice to end the inning. So Elks looking at one of their better hitters to lead off this inning. We'll see if they can get a runner aboard. They are in need of base runners here. Game been moving along pretty quickly here today. Those of you that have been following the College World Series, a couple of good games last couple nights.
Ending in 2 games, though, as the ended in 2 games as Florida Gators beat Alabama, and it was a lot of fun. If you haven't had the opportunity to watch Fast Pitch or the Ladies College Softball World Series, be sure to take advantage of it next year. Some great games. It's a great game.
And you learn fun facts like whether it's better to wear ribbons or not.
Well, I think it's a big issue for some of these girls trying to decide whether the ribbon is the appropriate attire or not.
McKinley Haas in for the Elk. And the first pitch to her is a swing and a miss for strike 1. Takes a look at Coach Howard down at third base. Coaching first today for the Elk is Chris Padilla. And a fly ball is hit to shallow left. Stia comes in just off the infield there to make the grab. And we've got some changes out there as we take a look for Blue Ridge. Elise Johnson is playing shortstop here now. So McKinley Haas is out number 1 in the inning. She pops up to Stia in left. And Kylie Peters, the pitcher, up now for the Lady Elk. First pitch to her is fouled back.
Yeah, it looks like another change is center field.
I believe that's Hayes out there, or not Hayes, Haley Drake in center. And Destiny Loma Lee is at second now for Blue Ridge. Ground ball straight to Reese. She's got it over to first. Smith gloves it at first base, and Kylie Peters is retired for out number 2. Savannah Lozano up next for Round Valley.
Bright pink socks for Savannah. She flied out to right field her last at bat. Getting the signal from Coach Howard.
Strike across to Lozano.
Autumn Cody really seems to do better when she gets out in front at the count, and that time does a nice job. You know, we've seen her do that. It just seems like when she does get in front, it helps her out.
Carrasco is on deck. This one another chopper to Reese. She picks it up on the short hop, fires to first, but it's wide at the bag at first and gets away from Smith. And the throw in, Lozano's going to head to second, now to third as the throw in got away from Smith. And so Lozano moves all the way up to third base, and the Elks threatening here in the bottom of the 4th inning, down 4 runs to none. Coach Cody wants to talk things over.
So how do you make that play? Is that an error?
That's an E5 for Lozano.
Tell you what, you have to be impressed by Lozano, though. Great awareness, good speed on the bases, and no hesitation. And you can see that as she rounded second, looks back, gets a look, realizes she can advance one more base, gets all the way to third standing up.
Reese looked like she was going to have a bang-bang play there. The play before that, she made a terrific throw, and then looked like she maybe rushed that one a little bit. She had plenty of time, but threw it off the line and pulled Smith off the bag at first.
Well, now we've got Andrea Carrasco at the bat, up to bat. She flied out to right field her last at bat, which was in the 2nd inning.
Carrasco steps in, a confident hitter up there for the Elk, looking at an opportunity to get an RBI here if she can put it in play. First pitch is just off the dish. Ball 1.
Just outside by Cody that time.
And I like that miss. I like that miss there in that situation. This one is upstairs and driven into the gap in right center field. Drake going to come up with it. That'll score the run, and a stand-up double for Carrasco. And the ball gets away from the midfield as the relay throw was off the mark, and they missed the cutoff. And so Carrasco will end up at third on the play.
Well, nice double that time by Carrasco. She comes into second base standing, and then, not much of a swing, compact swing, but just drives the ball. It's surprising, didn't look like she really got a big piece of it, but just drove it into right center.
So Lozano scores and cuts the Yellow Jacket lead to 3. It's 4-1 now here in the bottom of the fourth, with Carrasco at third base. First pitch to Kami Bell is outside, ball 1.
Bell struck out her last at bat, doing a nice job, just not swinging anything so far that's not across the plate.
And correction, that's not Carrasco, that's Lauren Morris who comes in for Carrasco. That got the hit to drive in the run. RBI to Lauren Morris that time. And a swing and a miss. And it may not even be Bell up there. We'll check that for you in just a second.
29, Kami Bell, I think, is at the plate.
So,
is it Kami or Kami?
It's Kami if it's Bell. It is.
Hit back to the pitcher. Cody makes a play and quickly fires to first for out number 3. That's going to retire the side, leaving 1 on base, and with scoring 1, our score now 4-1.
We'll step away. We go to the 5th inning next. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League Softball on iTalk1067.com and City 4 TV.
Remodeling your home? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need new shingles? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Building a new deck? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need siding? Want to save money? Yep, K-Supply saves you money on siding too. K-Supply has the best prices and the best selection on roofing, siding, decking, windows, and doors. Even better than the big box stores. So the next time you want to save money, see K-Supply in Taylor, Pine Top, and now across from the Dairy Queen in Sholo.
Test 1, 2, check, check.
White Mountain Youth Productions bring you local high school sports, and they need your help. Your tax-deductible sponsorship keeps the high school students producing our local sports. To become a sponsor, call City 4 TV at 928-532-4160.
Welcome back to Blue Ridge High School as the juniors Little League teams here today, Round Valley and Blue Ridge. Blue Ridge with a 3-run lead, 4-1. As we go to inning number 5.
It looks like we've got a defensive change as well. Catcher, I don't think, is the same catcher.
Looks like Cody Taylor is behind the dish for the Lady Elk. So Taylor was playing in center field earlier. And the Elk have 15 players today, so they've made some wholesale substitutions. The rule is in Little League that if you have 15 players, everybody on the team has to get at least
an inning,
1 at bat, and 3 defensive outs. And if there is less than 15, I believe it's 6 defensive outs and 1 at bat.
Now, it looked like you were making that up as you went.
I don't profess to know much, but that much I do know. Kind of.
That you don't know much. Well said.
No comment. Elise Johnson, who's up at the plate now for the Jackets, gets a base hit. Loops one over the third baseman's head. And Johnson, who's hitting for Shelly Newman, gets a leadoff hit for the Lady Jackets. And always nice to get that leadoff hit aboard as Haley Drake will come up, who's batting in the place of Marley London here.
Haley's first at bat. Elise Johnson's going down. You know, she slides in, kind of a late slide, but The throw that time just a little overthrown, and Elise slides in underneath it, steals the base.
Pitch misses to Drake.
So 2-0 the count. Great shot by our City 4 crew.
Foul ball back to the screen. Drake swings through this one, and the count 2-1 now to Drake. I believe the other change was out in right, and I think that's, or no, it was at Raquel Jackson at second. I believe it's Destiny Lomalee.
A big swing and a miss that time by Haley Drake.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Drake. And she hits it back up. Ground ball to second. And the throw over to first in time, but she moves Johnson over to third. So 1 out, Johnson at third base, and Amber Grothy to the plate for the Lady Jackets.
Amber Grothy got on her last at bat, fielder's choice. She flied out her first at bat.
First pitch downstairs to Grothy. You square up here, put another runner across, bunt a run in?
I would say yes.
Give it a shot. She's going to swing away, pops it up, and a long way to come for the second baseman, but they get Johnson doubled off at third, and so they retire the side with the play. Second baseman, a terrific grab there for Round Valley. Marina Daniels gets the fly ball and fires to third to retire Elise Johnson, who is headed home on the play. And so they go 1, 2, 3 in the top of the fifth. Bottom of the fifth is next. Lady Jackets hanging on to a 3-run lead, 4-1. We'll step away. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League Softball on iTalk1067.com and City 4 TV.
You know, I talk a lot about Ford trucks. And why wouldn't I? I mean, best-selling truck for 36 years running. Because Ford's always thinking ahead to next year and not resting on last year. But now I'm going to talk about something different. Where you want to buy your new Ford truck. You just gotta drive by Sholo Ford to see how many trucks they have. Or go online to sholoford.com. And you know Guy Hatch is going to get you a great deal. Because he promises you he is not going to be undersold by anyone, anywhere. And if you know Guy, you know if he says it, he means it. And not only that, but all his F-150s come with lifetime engine warranties. Why would you think about buying anywhere else? Sholo Ford. We want to exceed your expectations. We're Sholo Ford, your friendly family Ford dealer on the east end of the Deuce.
Welcome back. It's the Lady Jackets with the lead, 4-1 here. Bottom of the fifth inning. Elks coming to the plate.
I can see that sun's starting to think about setting, but
so we get some of those substitutions for you, and it looks like they're going to switch Drake in center field and move Ashley Watson to center. Drake's going to move over to right. And a new hitter up for the Elk in the 9 spot. This is Miley McBride. So McBride is in for Marjorie Jones.
Left-handed hitter. Nice little pitch by Autumn Cody, who's really had a good outing so far today's game.
She has. She's only given up 1 run. And ground ball to first, and it's snagged by Smith. Oh, brother, what a play.
What a shot.
First base.
What a shot, and a nice hit that time. and it stays on the ground. It was a roller the whole way. Smith does an outstanding job getting her glove down, makes the play, and easily standing on the base makes the out.
So 3 unassisted. McBride retired. And here's a drive to shallow center field. Ashley Watson fields it on a hop, but the leadoff hitter is aboard. Zoe Howard at first base gets a base hit out of the play.
Boy, she just punched it, does a great job just laying off of it, waiting for it, and then just looked like she was going to let it go, and then just a quick bat comes around and just punches it into shallow center.
4 runs to 1. Round Valley trailing by 3 runs here. And a foul back to the screen.
Cody Taylor at the plate. And again, you can see high hands, and then at the last second, she drops it down to bunt. And the pitch a little bit high, she fouls it back to the backstop.
Swing and a miss at the 0-1 offering, and she falls behind 2 strikes.
Pretty aggressive swing that time. Switching the bats, maybe going to get the better bat here. But again, behind in the count 0-2.
Runner at first is Howard.
Our score 4-1.
Taylor back in, and the 0-2 is fouled off the left side this time.
3 pitches so far, all 3 strikes.
Looks like a couple of balls out there in left. Stia picked them both up. Throws one back to the pitcher, throws the other one over the fence. Digging back in. Runner at first, 1 out. And a 3-run lead for Blue Ridge. And a called strike 3 as Cody retires Taylor looking.
A tough pitch that time. Again, as you mentioned, a called strike 3 against Cody Taylor. She sits down. Mana Daniels is going to come up to bat. But nice job by Autumn Cody. I'm sorry, Marina.
Howard still at first base. First pitch called strike to Daniels. And she goes, and the throw down to second, and did they get her? Tag was high, but they call her out. So Daniels, or rather Howard, caught stealing. And it goes down 2-6 on the card for the 3rd out. And the Lady Jackets get out of the inning. And they actually, they go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 5th. So the Yellow Jackets take a 3-run lead with them to the 6th inning. It's 4-1. Blue Ridge over Round Valley. We'll step away. This is Shola Ford's presentation of Little League Softball on iTalk1067.com and City 4 TV.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does.
And like that, you're a job creator.
Welcome back. The Lady Jackets with a 3-run lead. Let's go to Ron Everingham. Ron?
Okay, we're over here on the Blue Ridge sidelines with Raquel Jackson. How you doing, Raquel?
Good.
So tell me a little bit. You've gone 2 for 2 today, so you seen the ball pretty well. Was there anything in particular with the pitching that you saw that you were able to get your eye on it and hit, or is that just what you do?
That's just what I do, I guess. Yeah.
That's just what you do? Okay.
You know, she laid down a couple of those bunts down the third base line, I think, and then...
And so you also were able to get down some bunts. Now, how often do you think about bunting? Do you do that, or does the coach, signal it into you?
Oh, well, I've never thought of slap bunting until this season, and then he just had me do it, and it's been really fun doing it.
Okay, awesome. So I understand yesterday was your birthday, too?
Oh, no, it's tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Bill had me all messed up. Tomorrow's your birthday. How old are you going to be?
14.
14. And so what have been some of the highlights so far of the softball season?
I would say our first game. That was the best. We did 3 up, 3 down each inning. That was the best.
Awesome. Well, good game today, and good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thanks a lot, Ron. Raquel Jackson there. We saw Rob Watson creep into the shot trying to get some TV time.
You got to respect him. Coach is very aware of where the cameras are.
That's right. Always that FaceTime, very important in Little League softball.
What I like is when she says it's just what she does. You know what? Good for her.
Hey, she's a great interview, I'll tell you that. Autumn Cody drive to center field. It's over the center fielder's head. She's got at least a double here as it rolls to the wall, and they miss the cutoff again, but this time the third baseman's there to back it up to hold Cody to a double, but a leadoff double for Autumn Cody. And how about that piece of hitting?
I tell you what, nice shot, quick, again, just a quick little short swing, but punches it into center field. It kind of fooled the center fielder a little bit as she came up, and it got over her a little bit as she realized it and tried to readjust, but that's one of those tough shots that's hard to field.
And a courtesy runner comes in for Cody. Looks like they're going to put Newman at second.
Yeah, Shelly Newman, probably one of the faster, if not the fastest girl on the team.
And Lomalee. Destiny Lomalee at the plate for the Yellow Jackets.
This is Destiny's first at-bat. Again, she's replaced Raquel Jackson, who we just had that interview. Ron Everingham just had the interview with.
First pitch was a ball, second one a strike, and Newman a delayed steal. She gets over to third. Nice play by her.
Nice job by Newman. Really caught the defense off guard that time, not realizing she had taken off. The throwback to the pitcher, and no play made.
So a pass ball could score her at this point. Nice play by Drake. She puts it in play, and Newman comes to the plate and will score. The throw gets away from the catcher, and Lomalee will head down to second. And so it'll be an RBI for Lomalee.
We had a question from Ron Everingham if she has to slide, but in the junior level, you don't have to slide at home. Is that correct?
You're the one making up the rules, Bill.
As I go, but I think that's the reason why I think that's the reason why they don't get called for that. I know in the lower leagues you have to slide anytime you come at home and there's a play at home, but I believe at this level they don't have to.
So a score for the Yellow Jackets and an RBI for Lomalee. And a base hit. She's at second base on the play.
Was that a base hit or a fielder's choice?
No, it'll be a base hit. Base hit, don't you think? I mean,
that's what I'm asking.
They don't make the play at home. It's got to be a base hit.
No, they were trying to make the play at home, though.
Yeah, I don't think it's fielder's choice, though.
Ashley Watson up to bat. Ashley was grounded out her first at bat, singled her first at bat. She grounded out her second at bat to the pitcher.
Jackets up 5-1. Runner at first, or rather at second, I should say. No outs, and that's Lomalee at second, and she'll head over to third on the pass ball.
Yeah, that pitch just getting away a little bit that time as it got down in the dirt. Hard play for the catcher to make. Kylie Peters again going the distance so far for the Round Valley Elks. You say elk, I say elks.
Well, I think it's grammatically correct to say elk because the plural of elk, there is no such thing as elks.
I think if you went to Round Valley and said, "Is it the Round Valley Elks?" My daughter graduated from Round Valley, so I think.
Yeah, well, you're biased. That's the problem.
I'm probably wrong too. Round Valley wouldn't.
No, you're right. They call themselves the Elks, no question about it. And a line drive to first baseman. Not able to get there, and Ashley Watson beats it out. So it'll go down E3. And I believe the first baseman touched it in play, and that's why they won't rule it a foul ball. But now they're going to have a conference about it. Did the first baseman touch it? We should pull up the replay on that.
We should pull up, yeah, if we have a replay, it'd be nice to see.
If you're at home, you can just click back a few clicks and watch that one again and then call us and tell us. And they're calling it fair, and you can hear Coach Howard not believing the call, if you will, working the umpires a little bit. So Watson gets aboard. She's at first, and another run comes in for the Lady Jackets. That was Lomeli scoring. Watson takes off with the pitch. The ball gets away from the catcher, so she'll be awarded a stolen base. Watson at second, no outs. Savannah Stia at the plate, 1-0 count to her. Stia 0 for 2 today. Ground out and a fly out. Another pitch gets upstairs, and Watson heads to third. 2 balls, no strikes to Stia.
And you can see Kylie Peters again. She kind of laughs a little bit, but that time just it's amazing the difference, I think, between a solid strike and a wild pitch. There is not much, and if the release point's just a little bit off, you know, that's what's going to happen. And I think she unfortunately had that happen a couple times there.
2 balls, no strikes, and a ground ball back up the middle. Play at the plate. Watson going to be retired with the tag.
Nice awareness by the pitcher that time. Gets it quickly back to their catcher, who stepped on the base, but again had to make the tag, and does to tag Ashley Watson out.
So she's out number 1 in the inning, and that will be a fielder's choice. Stia aboard on the fielder's choice. Stia at first base, and
Olivia Smith now up to bat. Olivia flied out her last at bat, but singled in the second inning.
Singled in and drove in a run. Got an RBI back in the second. This is a ground ball foul.
Is the count 1-1?
0-1, I believe. 0-1 pitch upstairs, and she grounds it foul again. Coach Cody trying to help out the umpires that time, pointed into foul territory, but he was clearly in foul territory. Libby behind in the count, 0-2. Last time, this is where she got that drive back up the middle. And this time, a line drive to left. Got it up over the third baseman's glove. Stia going to head for third, and she's in. As the relay came in slow from left field, and Stia at third base, Olivia Smith at second.
Nice bit of hitting by Olivia Smith. Again, defensively, as she got behind in the count, I believe, and then still managed to get a piece just beyond the reach of the third baseman as it went down the third base line.
Pitch inside to Reese. Backs her off the plate. Runners at second and third, and that...
I like the way you move the ball around a little bit, even not letting the hitter settle in. This time on just a short little fly. Shortstop's going to step up underneath it, makes the out.
2 down now for the Yellow Jackets as they've got 2 on. Runners at second and third, and the top of the order up now. Elise Johnson back up for the Lady Jackets. Johnson came in relief of Shelly Newman in the fourth, I believe.
She did. Nice little job by the catcher that time. Ball down in the dirt, keeps it, makes the play, keeps the runner for scoring. 2 runners actually in scoring position, as you mentioned. But Elise Johnson, I believe she got on base with the fielder's choice her last at bat.
No, she got a single. That was that little looper over third. So 2 pitches to her out of the zone, and Peter's struggling a little bit here in the 6th. This time comes back at her with an off-speed pitch that Johnson's way out in front of, and almost got Stia coming down that third baseline. As she fouls it down the third base line, Stia had to jump out of the way. Haley Drake on deck. 2 balls and a strike to Johnson, and this one low. Ball 3 for Johnson. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. Johnson getting the signs from Coach Cody. Steps back in with a hitter's count. Peters gets set to deliver, and it is inside for a ball, and they walk her. They had a place to put her though, so I think they'll be okay with this one as they load them up for
Ashley Drake.
Haley Drake.
Haley Drake. Dude, I went by your writing, and it's just hard to see.
Well, you can't trust me. If you don't know that yet, I don't know how to help you.
Yeah, well, I'm in trouble.
First pitch is a called strike. Next pitch is way upstairs, and catcher comes out for the Elks and chases Stia back to the bag at third base. That's Cody Taylor behind the dish here for Round Valley.
This is the 8th batter of the inning.
Pitch in the dirt and a throw down to third. Stia back in time. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 2-1 count. Oh, they called her out at third base. Look at that. The Elks get out of a huge jam here as Blue Ridge will strand 2 in the 6th, and the Lady Elks stay within striking distance. It is 6-1 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League Softball on iTalk1067.com and City 4 TV.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
Welcome back. The Lady Jackets with a 6-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here. And Blue Ridge having a pretty good outing so far, and part of that is Autumn Cody on the inside the circle tonight. She has had really a great game so far, allowing only 1 run. Her defense has done a great job as well, though. We'll get set here for the bottom of the 6th here, and Round Valley looking for runs. Round Valley's struggled with runners on. They've had their opportunities, but have stranded. Let's see, they stranded 1 back in the 1st. They went 1, 2, 3 in the 2nd. They stranded a runner in the 3rd, and they stranded 1 in the 4th. In the 5th inning, they had a runner on, and then she was caught stealing. So they've had some opportunities offensively, but just haven't capitalized yet.
Well, you definitely see girls making plays for the Yellow Jackets, and I think kudos to the Elks again. Just when you're at the bat, up to bat, you got to get a piece, and make the defense play, and that's what they've done so far. Just unfortunately, nothing's worked out.
Looks like the Jackets have moved their starters back in. Here's a pop-up, and it's going to go foul as the Lady Jackets can't quite come up with it down the first base line here. And Marina Daniels is up here for the Lady Elks, I should say.
Well, Marina struck out her last at bat. Got on, it looked like an error in her first at bat, got all the way to second.
Foul ball strike to Daniels. The 0-1 pitch is a called strike, strike 2. Last time we watched Cody, you talked a little bit about the need to move the ball around in the zone and change speeds, and I think she's done a little bit better job of that today.
She's done a nice job. I think she's got the ability, definitely to move the ball around. And I know she's got a variety of pitches, but I think the most impressive, I think anything you can do to keep your hitters guessing is probably the biggest thing you can do. And whether it's moving the ball around, changing the speed, combination of everything. And Autumn Cody's doing a great job tonight.
0-2 pitch is fouled off, and Daniels will return. She was way out in front of that one, hit it foul out of play down the third base line. So the fourth offering coming up here from Cody, and an 0-2 pitch upstairs, ball one.
Tell you what, that's a hard pitch to lay off of when you're behind 0-2. You really want to swing at stuff, anything that might be close, but does a great job really laying off of it.
1-2 delivery now from Cody. Comes back at her and hits the outside edge, and Olivia Smith able to catch it down the first base line. So one gone on the pop fly.
And really, Olivia's done a great job defensively today, and that time just does a nice job staying underneath it in the line as the runner Daniels going down the line, but managed to make the play.
Reminds us to remind you of our Sunrise Park Resort post-game comments, where we'll announce our Indian Pine Restaurant player of the game. Ground ball to short. Shelly Newman picks it up on the hop and fires to first for out number 2. Let's go to Ron Everingham inside the Round Valley dugout. Ron?
Okay, we're over here in the Round Valley dugout, and girls, we just have some really quick questions for you because the guys have been debating it. How important is the headband in the game of girls softball?
A lot.
Okay, can you explain that? Like, what does it do for you? Are you guys superstitious?
It's the bangs because they can get in your face, so you got to hold them back. Like, you don't want that.
Okay, and what about the style?
Oh, you got to have a flower on it, got to have a bedazzled. Or a bow. Or a bow. Like, I have a bow bigger than my head. Yeah.
Over there, and they'll show you. Okay, so you can see some of the bling there.
So,
what about one
so
last
is it
question
the ribbon or is it a headband or both?
It's a little bit of a headband ribbon. It's both. Yeah. And one other question, so explain to me who wants to explain to me the importance of a cheer?
It's very important. It helps you keep a positive energy in the room,
Okay, but we're not in a room, so what happens when you're outside?
In a dugout. If someone's getting down on themselves, you help them bring it up.
Okay, and what is your favorite cheer? Who wants to tell me that?
Okay, it's We Love Free Bases.
Okay, we love free bases. There you go.
Ron, can you do it for us?
Can we hear it?
I don't know that cheer, so I can't do it, but maybe you guys should try one out right now.
Yeah, face the camera and have them do that.
Here you go, coming straight from the dugout.
Kylie's up to bat, and we can really wet, but for you and you and me, and scoot your booty back, way back, far back, but I'm not you and you're not me, so stay right where you're at, and that's that,
There you go.
All right, thanks, Ron.
Nice job.
And 2 outs here in the inning. Kylie Peters at the plate. She popped up that time, and she was able to stay alive. That one, it looked like it may be caught for a moment.
Yeah, it looked like really one they could have caught, but then wisely letting it bounce when it hit the ground, roll back out foul.
So she's back in and pops another one up. This time Olivia Smith down the first base line will glove it. And so she gets 2 of those pop-ups there down the first base line, and it's 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 6th for the Elks. They are trailing 6-1. We go to the 7th next. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League Softball on iTalk1067.com and on City 4 TV.
You know, I talk a lot about Ford trucks, and why wouldn't I? I mean, best-selling truck for 36 years running, because Ford's always thinking ahead to next year and not resting on last year. But now I'm going to talk about something different. Where you want to buy your new Ford truck. You just gotta drive by Sholo Ford to see how many trucks they have. Or go online to sholoford.com. And you know Guy Hatch is going to get you a great deal, because he promises you he is not going to be undersold by anyone, anywhere. And if you know Guy, you know if he says it, he means it. And not only that, but all his F-150s come with lifetime engine warranties. Why would you think about buying anywhere else? Sholo Ford. We want to exceed your expectations. We're Sholo Ford, your friendly family Ford dealer on the east end of the Deuce.
Welcome back to Blue Ridge High School. The Blue Ridge High School softball field hosting the Juniors Little League game today between the Yellow Jackets of Blue Ridge and the Round Valley Elk Little League coming here from Springerville today. And the Lady Jackets get a win here today, 6-1. We thought they'd go 7, but apparently a time limit that we were unaware of, and so they ended in 6 innings. But the Lady Jackets do a great job. Time now for our Sunrise Park Resort post-game comments brought to you by the Sunrise Park Resort. Great things happening out at Sunrise. Lift rides going on. They even got a new ride there at Sunrise for summer visitors.
Absolutely. You know, there's a slide. There's a slide on Bunny Hill right now, so you can ride the lift up, just the short lift, take a tubing run down the mountain. It's a lot of fun. Parents and kids, everybody's enjoying that as well. And then archery as well. You know, big 4th of July archery shoot coming up, but there's a couple courses set up that's going to be set up anytime the resort's open. Kayaks on the lake, canoes, paddle boat. Just come check it out. It's a lot of fun.
Go to sunriseskipark.com for details. That's sunriseskipark.com. Time now for our Indian Pine Restaurant Player of the Game, brought to you by the Indian Pine Restaurant and the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store. Don't forget, great selection of hunting, hiking, camping, and fishing gear out at the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store. You'll find it south of Pine Top, Highway 260, right-hand side of the road before you get to Honda. And
they've also got a big fish derby going on that'll be coming up. Be sure to check it out. I think you can do it on the web, but again, brown trout, you catch a brown trout as long as you have a tribal permit, whether you catch it on the reservation or off, you can win some great prizes. Be sure to check it out again, and that's Honda Ski and Sport.
And you can get more details at HondaCasino.com. That's HON-DAH Casino.com. And always a tough job, Bill. That's why we give it to you to pick the player of the game.
Well, I tell you what, there's 3 players you really want to talk about. Olivia Smith, I think you might know her, does an outstanding job. There she is, as a matter of fact.
A lot of class
made
there,
some good defensive plays,
shot.
I think. Also, at the bat, we saw her with a couple singles, does a great job also at the bat. Also want to give a shout-out to Autumn Cody. I thought pitching was excellent. And again, we saw early on the Round Valley Elks do an outstanding job, you know, at the plate getting a piece of the ball. But I think Autumn had really some great control in today's game, this first game, moving the ball around, trying to keep these hitters guessing. And I think as a result, it really made for it really allowed her defense around her to make some plays on some shots. You know, even though they would get a piece of it, it was stuff never really solid that allowed these girls to get some short flies and, you know, infield flies and some grounders. So a shout out to Autumn Cody, the pitcher, who did an outstanding job. I also want to give a shout out to Raquel Jackson. You know, I thought she went 2 for 2 early on, a couple bunts that advanced, some runners, got some scores in, some RBIs there as well. And defensively, we saw her make some great plays. You know, the fact that it's her birthday tomorrow, again, just a solid player and one of those that's just a lot of fun to be around. I know that she's just a positive force in the lineup, and to me, that's going to be our player of the game.
On to Outdoor Ski and Sports Store Player of the Game, Raquel Jackson, congratulations to you, and congratulations to the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets today. A win over the Elks, a very tough Elks Juniors Little League team today, 6-1 our final. Don't forget, check out all of the hunting, hiking, and fishing gear out at the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store, and the fishing tournament, fishing contest out there.
Fishing contest, and again, be sure to get more information. Swing by and say hey to Virgil, knowledgeable crew that know where the fish are happening. You know, they're up. They know the latest information, what it takes to catch them, and as you mentioned, just a lot of good stuff inside.
Special thanks to our City 4 crew today and Executive Director Mel West. And on camera, the best-looking cameraman today has to go to Royce Kincannon up there on the dugout.
I tell you what, you talk about 3 shades of red. Poor guy sat in the sunlight all day long, did an outstanding job, and it'll be interesting to see what he looks like when this is all over.
quick plug for Royce is don't forget you can hire him for your next wedding. He's one of the best DJs around.
We've heard him. He's done some work up at Sunrise as well. Does a great job.
So if you get a chance, call him. I don't know. He doesn't have his ears on, so I don't know if he could.
I'm anxious to see because I think that ladder is gone now, so I'm going to see him jump from up there on that upper deck.
That's actually what we want to film next. I think we should get that on is how we get him off that dugout. But,
parachute.
Royce Kincannon, special thanks to him, normally our in-studio producer today working the camera for us. And then, as always, Ron Everingham, our executive producer on the radio side. And that'll wrap things up for us. Once again, the final, the Lady Jackets victorious today, 6-1. I already talked about Mel.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's the executive director.
I know, but you want to give kudos. He gives us TV time.
6-1, the final. Blue Ridge over the Round Valley Elks. That's going to wrap our broadcast up today. For Bill London, I'm Camden Smith. Until next time, so long, everybody.